is one lesson you've learned in your journey as a lawyer?
I think the major one is that passion is everything, really. If you don't have a passion for the job, you will never find it exciting. So passion is critical to success as a lawyer. So for me, I think passion is everything in the practice of law. It has to be your passion for you to really want to pursue it and achieve the best in it. So for me, I think passion is critical. Passion is everything.
Keeps you motivated after so many years in practice?
As I said, passion is everything. The second thing about it really is if law is really what you always set out to do, I think that gives you the satisfaction that you're in the field you want to be in. The problem is really when you have people who were uncertain or were forced into the practice of law, and immediately they say, look, maybe I shouldn't even be here. But if it's really a thing you've always wanted to do, really, I really don't think you'll get bored, because you first of all do law, and then you could do other things as well. But law takes priority over everything else for you. So you must really want to be in practice in the first place. I think that's most important. And with law, when you're comfortable with law opens doors for a lot of other, there's nothing you can do as a lawyer, And I mean, for the record, if you're good at law first and foremost, other fields open to you very easily. You could sit on boards of companies, you could sit on board, do businesses, because your grasp of law is good. So law, once you're willing to do law, you want to do law, you understand where you're headed. You could do. There's nothing you can do as a person. So you could still pursue other passions as well. So the interest to be here is fundamental.
What keeps you motivated after so many years in practice?
Okay, thank you for the question. Spent a couple of years in practice, and I've spent those years in the same firm, right? What that has done for me, it has helped me to reinvent myself, right? Studied law, whether it as a litigator, from there, capital markets advisor, from there receiver manager, from there arbitrator. I have been able to pull out things I didn't really know were inside. And so for each time it comes out, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can only imagine how much more is inside there.
What advice would you give to young lawyers navigating the early years of their careers?
All right, thank you. First things first, I would recommend a mentor. The reason why I recommend a mentor is because I would assume that you can give your mentors context, right? This is what I want to do. This is why I want to do what I want to do. This is where I am. These are my resources. This is my strategy. So the mentor can look at it and then say, this can work, this cannot work. Okay, why don't you try it this way? Why don't you try it that way? So I would say try and get a mentor, right? To be fair, sometimes you may not have direct access to the mentor that you want, quote unquote. You can study a mentor from afar, right? Okay, I admire this man. This is a successful businessman. I'll get his profile. I read about him. How did he do this? Where does he speak? Okay, why? I would recommend a mentor. My reservation with having a mentor from afar, as opposed to the one who can talk to you, is the one from afar. You don't really have the background context. You just read about him. You just know that, right? But the one where you can call and say, oh, please, I need ABC, or oh, how do you think I can go around this, that? That would be helpful. So first things first, get a mentor. I would say second thing, have a draft strategy, right? Your draft strategy will be based on your strengths and your weaknesses, right? So if you want to study this profession, does my firm pay well? If my firm doesn't pay well, how do I intend to, manage that gap, right? What strategies do I have? This is not a sprint, the profession. So since I know that it's a long-term plan, right? What measures I put in place to ensure that I don't give up in the way, right? So if I don't have those measures, should I bother staying in the long route? Do I just leave and go and meet up somewhere else? So I would say have a draft strategy and be very flexible with that strategy, because as you grow, you begin to drop some things. Oh, I wanted to do IP before, but IP, okay, I now want to do finance, right? Okay, I wanted to do this before. Okay, now I want to do this. So be very flexible. Oh, I wanted to study law before, but now I want to move into investment banking. So be very flexible, but have the ultimate goal as to, at the end of the day, right? Where do I want to land? Whether I'm in my 50s, 60s, what's the end goal for me? Many people don't see the end goal from early stages, 20s, 23. No, but the draft sketch that you have with a mentor, hopefully will be able to guide you as you take steps through the ladder.